Attention, men and women of tremendous and unbridled power. This is Wrestling Card Weekly. My name is Brennan, and these two Costco hot dogs running the show are Nick and Jeffrey. After a brief firing and subsequent fan outrage, we're returning once again this week to talk to you about all things wrestling card. Please hit all things YouTubers ask you to do, and if you're listening on one of your audio fellas, make sure you tell it you love us. Boys, what's happening?
I am not as cheap as a $5 Costco hot. Or how much are Costco hot dogs?
Brother, if I have to pay $5 for a Costco hot dog,
what are Costco hot dogs these days?
They're like $1.50.
Yeah, they're still $1.50.
Okay, yeah, I'm a little more like at least three. I should be at least two Costco hot dogs.
No, but the fact is that the quality.
Yeah,
I mean, when was the last time you had a Costco hot dog? Because I had one yesterday.
It's actually been a minute,
dude. Make you want to kiss your own mouth.
We'll have to go out there sometime.
We should. We absolutely should.
Road
How are you, brothers? Yes, road trip to Costco. Fuck a card show. We're all going to Costco together.
Yeah. Although I do have to say, once Buc-ee's opens, we're all going to go out to Buc-ee's.
Oh, brother, you better believe it. We're getting jalapeno cheddar kolaches.
Got to reload on some hot sauces and stuff. And
damn right. How y'all been? Had a good week?
Good.
Had a good 2 weeks? We got fired us, but the fans were so vociferous in their outrage.
I received
that we
so
came
much
back
feedback.
And Nick cut his hair.
Yeah.
I cut my hair too.
It's a new day.
I didn't.
If you will.
That's why I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah. I fired everybody last week, and then
got future endeavored.
Yeah, I wish Brennan and Jeffrey well in their future endeavors.
I'm not going back to TNA. You can bet your ass I'm not going back.
Then there was a lot of fan feedback, and I just can't handle that, so I brought him back.
We really appreciate that. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Nick quote Con Pascal.
Yes.
What did you boys buy this last little amount of time?
Okay, I want to go first because Jeffrey's is really cool.
That's never the case. This is a historic day.
No, I only have one thing. You've got like multiple cool things. I got this Bret Hart back from a signing.
Dog.
87 tops signed in pink.
Oh,
pink
you
pen.
hadn't even sent that in the group.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No.
Dude, the pink paint pen was the move.
Yeah, very cool. Shout out to our buddy Brian who recommended the paint pen brand. I'm very pleased. I don't know. I think it looks great with the pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to slab it, but like, I don't know. It's in a one touch with the high spot sticker over it. I don't really feel any need to slab it right now. So
yeah, it's tight with a high spot sticker.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones coming up. I picked up PSA 783 Hacksaw Jim Duggan to get signed, and
nice.
A couple other cool things.
Does high spots do they authenticate that like as they seal it? Is that what that is for?
Yeah, like they have JSA for like everything but trading cards.
Oh, okay.
So like basically, I just sent that in a top loader, and they send it back in the one touch with the sticker on it. So like,
That's
unless I want to sell it, then I don't really see the point in getting it.
You sent me that, and I immediately was like stalking their social medias, trying to see who's coming up for a signing.
Yeah. HighSpotsAuctions.com. They've got a lot of people for WrestleCon coming up. If you
sent that to Jeffrey and not to the group chat.
Brennan, I hate to tell you this. It was in the group chat. You even responded to it, but it's okay.
Did I respond to it?
You did.
Yeah, possibly.
You said, and I quote,
drink a lot.
Holy damn.
But they have honestly,
sounds right.
That was the first time I've done anything through done a signing through High Spots. Couldn't have been easier.
Is that who you're doing your Rob Van Dam auto through?
All that stuff through, yeah. I highly recommend it. Couldn't have been easier. They're super nice whenever I reach out to customer service for anything.
Yeah.
And I basically just mailed it in with the pin that I wanted. They sent back the pin. They sent back the top loader. They sent back the penny sleeve. Like, they sent back everything.
Which is funny because I know you were like, man, I'm never getting that pin back.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think I was. So, yeah, they got a bunch of people coming up for WrestleCon, like Sting, Luger,
I saw
Honky
Sting.
Tonk,
Aren't they
like
doing? Are the Hardy Boys?
Hardys. Yeah, the Hardys.
See, I would love to get something signed by both of them.
Yeah,
I want.
I'm gonna message them and see if like Matt and Jeff are signing at the same time. I'm assuming they are
Yeah, because
because
if
it'd
they
be
are, I would send something to get signed by both.
yeah, I would too.
Oh, I have their book on my shelf. I
That'd be
wonder if
perfect.
I'll just send the book.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
No, I've
So
spent I love high spots so much. I've spent enough money with high spots that I could have bought that ring
yeah,
that they've had on there
yeah.
forever.
So but
Maybe that's my next venture. Next to the above ground pool is the wrestling ring,
yeah,
and I just force my nephews Tiger Woods dad style to learn how to wrestle.
nice. Yeah, just back to what I was saying. I highly recommend it. It was super easy. I'm super pleased. So that was my pickup for the week.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
Jeffrey.
That was a tame Nick week.
yeah. Oh, do you want me to pull out the other cards that I got this week? Because I can just go ahead and do that.
We'll have to do a special episode for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a couple other cool things this week, but nothing.
The Nick files.
All right. Do you just want me to go in random order?
Yeah, go in random order because I don't even know which ones I sent you. All right, yeah. So
This is my favorite.
I've wanted one of these forever. It's the Impeccable Championships from Kane's first WWE Championship win in '98. Well, I guess WWF, but those impeccable autos, like the championship and like the numbers series they did, were so nice looking. My Miz one that I have is probably my favorite Miz card, and I saw the Kane on Facebook, and I was like, I've got to have that.
Yeah, it's sweet.
And it really made me want to like try to kind of finish a set of those, but I don't know if my bank account will allow that.
That's
But
fine.
God, there's some nice ones on there.
Well, if
But
your
yeah,
wife will allow that.
she wouldn't have to. Like, she would notice when we were getting evicted and they were selling off all of
Yeah,
our stuff on the side of the
right.
street. But
No, that
yeah,
card's sweet. I love those impeccables. They're super cool. I love that card. I love that picture. That's my favorite title.
Yeah, Kane with the winged eagle is just
It's the big eagle.
what the big eagle. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What like how can you beat it?
Yeah, it's just so late '90s attitude era of perfection.
yeah. So I grabbed that. I originally was going to buy it to possibly sell, and the more I thought about it, I was like, no, this one's staying with me.
Well, if you ever need to sell it,
No,
I'm super interested.
Yeah.
I'll find you one on eBay.
All right, fine.
And then I picked up a couple of Miz autos that have been evading me forever, and they both came in this week. This one I've been searching for God knows how long, but the price was always just, I couldn't fathom buying it for a Miz auto because most people on eBay want like 170, 180. I couldn't do it, but I found this one, got a really good deal on it. It came in actually like this afternoon. It's a 2006 Heritage auto. So his rookie card's considered '07 Heritage. This is '06.
It's his actual rookie.
Yeah, back to that. But
actual first appearance.
Yeah, I had to have one of these, and I really like that set. Once that came in, I've been like cruising through eBay looking at all the other ones because it's a really cool auto set.
And honestly, like, weird thing, as much as I hate sticker autos, I prefer like the silver sticker autos.
Yeah, like the hollow.
I get that.
For some reason, I don't really understand why. Maybe because it's not like they're trying to blend into the card. It's just like
I think that's it, because it looks like it's like, okay, yeah, we're showing you this is a sticker auto.
Yeah.
But and then the other one I got was the 2008 Ultimate Rivals auto. Both of these, he looks like the world's biggest douchebag. But
yeah, my first thought was that he looks like an older brother that's bullying Kevin McAllister and eating his cheese pizza.
Yeah.
It's incredible. He looks like he should be in a Sobe commercial. Remember Sobe energy drink?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes, especially with the mohawk. But I've been wanting one of these forever too. It just happened to get a good price on this one too. They don't pop up often, and I didn't even think about it, but I did notice, and Brennan did too, with this is his old auto on these with the like smiley face with the tongue out before Miz. Because now he signs with like a dollar sign at the end of his name, but this was his original autos were the weird face character. So just another cool piece for the Miz collection.
Very cool. Very cool.
You know, he was drawing that in his social studies books in high school,
Oh
Yeah.
and
yeah,
it carried out once he got famous.
100%.
Here's your big boy.
And then the
yeah.
big boy, which I did not purchase, but I managed to pull, John Cena 2022 Prism Color Blast.
Gorgeous.
I couldn't believe it. Biggest wrestling card I've ever pulled, and I don't think I'm gonna sell this one. I think I'm just gonna be like, hey, remember that time you pulled that?
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
No, you
Yeah.
got to hold on to that.
And the Color Blast with the John Cena Fruity Pebbles shirt, it goes so well.
Yeah. What is the biggest card you've ever pulled?
Value wise,
Yeah.
honestly, this one's probably up there. I pulled probably like a $400 or $500 Julio Rodriguez rookie out of Topps his rookie
Nice.
year, and sold that immediately. I also sold like a $400 Trey Lance rookie card his rookie year in football. So
Solid.
shout out to the early QB hype because that card's probably worth like $7 now.
Yeah. Solid.
But yeah, this is definitely up there with my most valuable pulls, but probably the coolest to me because the other ones I didn't care about.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask you about what the we had been looking at that Hogan card.
yes,
How did that end?
it ended up going for, I want to say it was 103,700. And that
Jesus.
and that was the All Stars PSA 9. That was with buyer's premium on Golden, pushing it to the third highest sale of all time for wrestling cards. Yeah, it was crazy that it
Wasn't
I
the
think
second highest the same card?
no, the highest is
The
actually
highest is the same card.
it's not the exact same card, but it's another PSA 9 of the same card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to say it was at that 103,000 with buyer's premium 2 weeks ago when we were talking about it. It just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is odd because like bidding usually kind of pops off a little bit at the end, and I was actually watching it when it ended and then went into the extended bidding period, and I was like, all right, here we go, and
Well, you
Nothing.
need two to tango. So I mean, obviously, only
And
one
I
person
would-
wants that much, but
yeah,
And
I would like
I know this is a show about wrestling cards, but like I would like to think that somebody looked at it at $103,000 and was like, "Dog, that this has to end.
yeah,
He won. I'm not putting
vintage
more money
markets
on
are always kind of weird. I mean, they
It's-
can be manipulated.
yeah,
Not saying this was. I'm just saying vintage markets can be manipulated.
it." True.
yeah.
So weird sale prices are par for the course.
And regardless, it's always about timing. Like there could be 25 people interested in a card, but if only one of them has the means to do it at the time, that's what you get. So
Yeah,
that's just the market
it'd be
for you.
interesting
But
to see. I mean, I don't know if I mean, maybe it's just at its peak. I was thinking about this the other day. Cards are one of the few collecting hobbies where everybody's like, I want everything to be more expensive, which I don't quite understand.
but at the same time want to buy it for the lowest price they
Yeah.
can.
I don't
So-
understand. Like, why are I'm all for things appreciating in value and woohoo, but like
I
this
think
is how we end up in the situation we're in today, where kids can't even open hobby boxes because everything's too fucking expensive.
I think with cards compared to other collectibles, it's probably just the fact that, especially since like the COVID boom, there's so many people in the hobby now that are in it as an investment or like treat cards as stocks, that that's kind of what drives some stuff.
Yeah, it
Not to say
is.
it didn't
But like,
happen in the past, because I mean, there's been controversies with Jordan cards and
I've
Kobe's and
I
all
just
kind of stuff.
I've never seen more people root to outprice themselves
Yeah.
from shit than I've seen lately. Like than I see in sports cards. It's like
For me, I feel like it's not like people aren't generally rooting for like every card to do that. Obviously, they want cards they have to sell for more if they plan on selling it. But I think for the most part, they're just. I think people do grasp like, okay, I'm never going to attain this card. Like if it's just a massive like monster, one of one incredible card or extremely rare, extremely high grade. But I think a lot of people realize like, okay, financially I can't achieve that card, but they just kind of root for the like, all right, let's see what it can do.
yeah,
It's kind of like living vicariously through others. Like, oh, okay, yeah, if I had this, I'd want it to sell for this.
yeah.
Or
I guess it depends, and it's kind of like what you were saying earlier, and like I've talked to some other people about. I mean, I guess it depends, like whether you really give a shit, or like if you're a collector,
Mhm.
then like you don't really give a shit. You'd prefer card prices not to like skyrocket. Like
Yeah,
I'd rather be able to attain the stuff that I want than have to
yeah,
pay 3 times as much. You know, just so I can say, oh, this card is worth $300 instead of 100. Like I'd
yeah.
rather just have the card for 100.
Yeah.
That's why
And
you
it
should
is
collect the Miz.
and it is kind of an indicator of whether or not the hype is dying or the hype is staying, because I think you guys have probably noticed like a little bit, not a huge dip, but a little bit of dip in interest, just with the fact that Topps hasn't. I mean, they did the show, but they haven't announced anything or given a date for when new cards are going to come. And normally I would think that's got to kind of depress hype a little bit, but then you look at the way people are interacting um with the product on a resale way. um it seems like people are still fully into it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
100%. Because we have a backlog enough of cards,
yeah,
not just recent, super ultra modern, but just in general that
Sure.
we can dig back into. Because I feel like, I mean, like myself in general, and you, Brennan, like I guess even Nick, you to a degree, but like over the grand scheme of wrestling cards, we're relatively newer.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people, I'm sure, are far newer than we are, and they have so much to go back on. So I think that kind of gives
Right. And I'm
a
totally,
cushion,
yeah, 1,000,000% in there. um
even
I
though we need more.
Yeah, I'm not a I'm no whale.
do you guys think we get any news out of Fanatics Fest this weekend?
I think so. I think we have to.
It
It
would
has to.
be insanity if we didn't get any news. They need to give a date.
I
Yeah,
hope this is the same situation as when we were having the same conversation right before WrestleMania, and then we
Yeah.
just get
yeah, they
Yeah.
need to. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
If
have
they
to
don't give a
spend.
date and it's not fucking close, they've
Yeah,
lost their minds.
I've been stockpiling buybacks too, and those end in like 2 weeks.
Dog, I
So,
have a Jey Uso sitting on my
oh yeah,
dresser
I
that
forgot
I've
you
got
still
to get
have that
back to
for
you.
me. Yeah,
You need to turn it in by July 4th.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to spend it
Yeah, come over. Hang out on the porch.
on overpriced baseball cards instead of overpriced wrestling cards.
yep.
But yeah, they got to do. I mean, they got to do something for Fanatics Fest, right? Like,
I think they will. I did see somewhere, I don't remember where, so don't hold me to it, but I did see that they were doing another Cactus Jack release. Not, I mean, I know they're doing the Cactus Jack baseball release at Fanatics Fest, but
yeah, they said they were doing like a Fanatics Fest exclusive one.
yeah, I'm not 100% sure, so I'd have to fact check it, but I'm pretty sure. I
Jeffrey
don't know
just
if
out
it's
here.
just a new stock or what, but it'll be there.
Jeffrey just out here sprouting lies.
Jeffrey breaking news.
Look, I saw it on the internet. It's got to be true.
Breaking news.
Why aren't we in New York?
But yeah, so speaking of Topps not giving us news, we're going to go back and look over Panini as an era because Topps won't give us news. So we're going to make our Wrestling Card Weekly news all about Panini.
Okay.
So suck it, Topps.
You'll love to see it.
We're trying to get sponsored here, Jeffrey. You can't be telling Topps to suck it.
Oh, I've got 2 words for them, okay?
We need the influencer boxes. We need the influencer boxes.
It's not going to happen. We're not getting influencer boxes.
No, but for real. So we're gonna do 3 episodes over the course of, I don't know,
Who knows?
Some time period.
Yeah.
Covering 2022, 2023, and 2024 respectively for Panini.
Yes. The plan originally
Why am I
was
talking with my hands?
I don't know, but
Hey, so long as I don't say something that makes us have to delete an episode that could technically be considered a lost episode, so long as that doesn't happen, I think we're all good.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. But yeah, the plan was I honestly was like, yeah, we should do it all in one episode, but there's just so much to dig into, and yeah, Nick had the good idea to break it down by year. So we'll start this episode with the 2022 Panini releases. Just off the bat, where it started with Prism, the hype machine that took wrestling cards to crazy places and crazy prices.
There's a good forum or a good post. I shared it with Brennan.
Yes, I actually was just about to bring that up.
You don't have to read from it, but there's a good post on Blowout that I remember reading it back in the day, and it was like some people were just hyping the hell out of it. Like, this is going to be $1,000 a box, and then like and then it cratered.
Yeah, some of my favorite quotes are, "This is going to be absurdly expensive. Hopefully, they only release hobby and retail version. Checklist could potentially be epic." Yeah, I'm expecting anywhere from $700 to $1,200 per box.
Yeah, it was wild.
That was where people were at when it was announced.
Yeah. So, and honestly, they were not wrong at the time. The first off the line started Dutch auction at 2,000, and so some people bought in there. Floor was 750 on the first off the line, so that one was pretty crazy. And then hobby came next, and those were direct from Panini. They were like $850 at the time, which now, I mean, you can go get a 2022 Prism box for $350.
Yeah, what'd you buy the one for?
$300.
Yeah,
the one I pulled that Cena from, I want to say it was like $324, $325. Like it was pretty. I don't want to say cheap, but it's cheaper than Chrome is now.
Yeah.
The craziest part of the Prism release to me was the premium set box. I don't know. I sent some of the numbers to you guys earlier. I don't know if y'all saw it, but the Dutch auction. Oh my god, I can't talk. The Dutch auction for the premium set box, which is the full base set, everything numbered at a 199 and one auto, started at $7,500, and the floor on that Dutch was $2,500. I mean,
what do you make back from that today? About $300.
Honestly, those are still about $700 if you want to go buy one right now. But I mean, compared to 7,000,
right?
And I mean, the auto checklist was all the autos were out of 20. You got one auto per box. They were crazy, but not $7,000 crazy. But overall, like, this set to me is what got me just really into wrestling cards. Because I loved Prism with football, and that was like my main collection. And so having it jump to wrestling. I was like, oh yeah, I need that.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it did that for a lot of people.
I think so too. Um, and I guess you could say the same about like when Chrome came out originally in the first
Yeah.
or in the previous license with Topps, but there's just something about Prism and how like it takes a grip on people
Yeah.
that it, especially when you have like the color blast like this, and what I believe is like will be long standing in wrestling cards is the gold prisms.
Yeah.
I genuinely think those will kind of be the card when people are looking back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What were y'all's thoughts on the Prism set overall?
Dope. I mean, it's like monumental in that it's the first Prism WWE set, right? Like, and Prism's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they look good. I mean, we can shuffle back through some of these. I mean, the verticals. I mean, the design is okay. I
For
don't love.
me,
I
this
don't
is my
love that the sides come in so much. I feel like there should be more picture.
see. This is my favorite year of Prism. I don't know why.
Uh, yeah, I just feel like there's. I feel like there should be more picture, not as much.
Yeah, no, I agree. But out of all the designs,
Yeah,
I like this one the best from
yeah.
Prism.
I don't hate it for sure. And I mean, it's iconic. I mean, it's the first year Prism
I will say the
color
quality
blast.
control was god awful. The
Um,
centering on most of them is the worst you'll see, but
fucking Panini.
um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I have a soft spot for Panini Prism just because, um, you know, my entry into cards was breaking, or Nick was breaking. I was sitting in a chair behind him, if you can look at him, and then we ended up getting into breaking wrestling cards, and you know, those paninis were the first ones that we ever broke. They hadn't done the deal with Tops yet, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to get it.
Yeah,
yeah,
Now I'm really starting to feel it, and yeah, I genuinely, I really like that year.
yeah. And I'm glad you brought this picture up of the white sparkles because this is one of my favorite parallels in
yeah,
general.
they're sick.
They are, but at the time, and I guess even later on in the other releases, it was still pretty ridiculous. But the pricing on these white sparkle packs, absolutely asinine. Brennan, from your perspective, do you know about the white sparkle packs, like how they work, what they
I
were?
don't know.
So these packs you had to buy from, they would like Dutch auction them as well, on the Panini website, and it's 3 cards per pack. That's it, 3 cards.
Yeah,
They're all white sparkles. If you get an autograph, it's a 1 of 1. But the Dutch auction at release of these was $1,000 was the start with a $250 floor.
what?
So if you bought at the peak, and which I'm sure the secondary market went even crazier. I don't remember specifically, but I'm sure it did. If you bought from Panini, you could have paid $1,000 for 3 cards,
Turn up.
I mean,
and you could have gotten God knows who.
first of all, turn up. Second of all, like the other cards, like what were they out of? Like, was there any sort of exclusivity to anything other than an autograph?
So they're not numbered. They're just obviously super short printed. So rumor is roughly around 20 to 30.
But rumored.
Yeah, the Panini will probably never tell us what the actual print run is, but so I mean they're super scarce, manufactured scarce, but
Yeah,
yeah, at that price point, I don't know.
that's
Uh,
I you know
I love Trevor Lee, but imagine paying $333 for a Cameron Grimes
yeah.
card.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I
Shout out
don't.
to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't pay a medical debt that high. I just let them call me forever.
Yeah, Eventually goes away.
Yeah.
Someday they'll stop calling.
And
Yeah.
I do remember the retail from this year, from the 2022 Prism, was probably the worst possible retail ever. Like, it was almost impossible to hit anything numbered. Quality control was ass. Like, I still see 2022 Prism retail boxes sitting in random Walmarts. And
I watched Nick pull redemptions from 2022 and 2023 Panini. That I'm like, God willing, man, you're gonna get it, but I don't think you will.
Yeah,
You can send it in all day long.
Speaking of that, I sent one in yesterday that was expired of Paul Heyman. I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Well, we'll see.
We'll find out.
You should
But
Paul Heyman at an airport.
Onward and upward, gentlemen.
yeah.
sir.
Oh, actually, before we move on, I want to talk about the highest selling card from this set to this date,
Yes.
which, convenient enough, is the card that was in between those two Hogans we talked about earlier.
Oh, The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock Black 1/1 Prism PSA 7 sold for $126,000. So that's the highest.
Jesus.
And
was it an auto at least?
no, the three top selling of all time from 2022 Prism were the Rock Black. The Roman Reigns Black actually was the second, and it was a PSA 10. And it went for $40,000. And then the third highest was the Rock again, but a gold Prism PSA 10 sold for $33,000.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I'll tell you right now, I'd rather have that gold PSA 10 for $33,000 than the PSA 7 1/1 for $126,000.
Oh, I mean, if I was having to pay actual money, sure.
Oh yeah.
Even for an entry level Maybach.
Yeah.
Right.
But and then after that we get, I don't even remember if this was the direct order of them, but this is my favorite.
We're just gonna go in
This
Nick's order tonight.
This is my favorite. My favorite release period was 2022 Select. I actually had like zero knowledge or experience in Select and other sports. Never got into it. And then something about just having like 3 different tiered levels of card like changed it for me. And the design on this was by far my favorite design of any Panini release.
I think that the premier level on this might be my favorite design period.
I do like the premieres
for select cards.
Yeah, the ringside.
Our mezzanine Rock.
Yeah, the mezzanine and the ringside from 2022 were like top tier.
Yeah. Mezzanine. Here's the concourse.
Yeah, I think it was the best looking level across all 3.
Yeah, these premier cards. I've got.
You have the.
I've got
Lyra, right?
Yeah, the Lyra, Elephant, and the Zebra.
Yeah.
Well, the ringsides look really good too.
Yeah, the ringsides, the 2022 ringside is my favorite card design of the Panini era. Minus like, I don't know, the crazy photo like immaculate stuff, but I loved those. And I thought it was cool with like there were just so many different like case hit / short prints that wrestling fans weren't really accustomed to yet. Like with that year, the ringside silver prisms were a case hit, and they still go for decent money. But I mean, I remember at the time, like those silver ringsides were going for like multiple $100, upwards of $1,000. Like now they're probably closer to like $60 to $100. But those were cool, and the mezzanine were actually pretty short printed. Even the base were. I remember I sold a Mandy Rose base mezzanine for like $50.
Mandy Rose, you say?
Yeah. But I loved those. Love the tie dye. Loved all the animal prints.
Yes, I love the elephants. I don't know why they didn't keep making the elephants. I think those look cool as shit.
Yeah, I liked them. It was my least favorite of the 3, but I wish I would have kept all 3.
Yeah, Zebra's my favorite by far.
Yeah. I go back and forth between the zebra and the tiger. I think it just depends what the the image of the wrestler is on the card,
Yeah.
which one looks better. But
True.
I will die on a hill that this year's select, like I could just open that all day, every day.
Oh, and mention who all has rookie cards in this.
Yeah. So, oh, we didn't even mention that in Prism. In Prism, you had Tiffany Stratton and Braun Breaker, um, and
And
then
Lyra
Braun,
Valkyria.
yeah, and then Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
And then I don't think Tiffany had any cards in select, but Braun Breaker has some pretty big rookie cards in here. Solo Sokoa. Trying to think who else with Carmelo still. Lyra Valkyria. I want to say that's the big names. I want to say Joe Gacy's rookie card is in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were some really good rookies, and I think 2022 will go down as the year from the Panini set to that people go back to with those big rookie cards.
Roxanne's rookie stuff is in here.
It is, yeah, in 2022. So
It
yeah,
was loaded.
it was absolutely loaded, and the the top sale from a select card was another rock card. I don't know if y'all had seen that one, but it was the black ringside 1 of 1.
Yeah.
And a PSA 10, it sold for 30,000.
Rocky.
Yeah. So he had the top Prism and the top Select sale from 2022.
He is the final boss.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. Overall, that's definitely my favorite set.
Yeah, it's great.
I can't stop going back to it.
So let's go to something that feels like a fever dream.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
NXT
Yeah.
2.0.
It's amazing that NXT, like, they managed to get the nose up after 2.0.
Yeah.
Like,
It could have been in disaster.
2.0 in the moment, and it fucking was for a little while. Granted, I'm not personally a current NXT guy. However, I've watched the product and it's good. It's certainly good. I just don't keep up with it as much. 2.0 felt like Hunter's in the hospital after his heart thing. We need to kill this as quickly as fucking possible.
Right.
And by the grace of God, it just all came together. And most of that is due to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, by God, you cannot be particularly into the product, which I'm not super into current NXT, but I look at Shawn Michaels and I'm like, dog, you are a miracle worker. You took this and you made it into something great. Following NXT had like a 6-7 year run as probably the better product of all of WWE.
Yeah.
And they purposefully killed it. And Shawn Michaels was like, nah, hey, let me go ahead and fix this. But yes, no, like you were saying, how were these cards?
Well, they also tried to kill wrestling cards. Panini NXT 2.0 was by far probably the worst wrestling set I've ever opened.
How do
Horrible.
you make Carmelo Hayes look like shit? Right?
Like, it was
Looks like-
horrible paper stock. Just, oh God, it was so bad. The only thing it really had going for it was the rookies with, Braun Breaker and Tiffany Stratton, Carmelo Hayes, but and they had on-card autos, which was, I want to say this was probably the first one from Panini, because I don't think Impeccable or Immaculate had come out yet. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about this set. Funny enough, it was This was the first hobby box of anything I'd ever opened in my entire life. And I was stoked because I was like, hey, I got one for $70. This is great. Jesus
Why did I think you
Christ.
collected as a child?
I did, but I didn't open hobby boxes. I I opened like retail 4 card packs from Walmart if I was
Yeah,
lucky.
yeah, true.
But
I do want to say, as much credit as I give to Shawn Michaels, Braun Breaker deserves a lot of credit with keeping the NXT name alive because that man came in and by God, everybody said, a Steiner's here. Shut up and listen.
yeah,
We're about to see what's going on. Braun Breaker, I have nothing but the utmost respect for it. What a guy from debut till now.
I'll tell you if they took Braun Breaker out of this set and Tiffany Stratton, Panini might have to pay you to open it.
Oh
Um,
yeah. That point it's kindling.
yeah, it at the so secondary market right now for a Topps Chrome blaster is like 75 to $80 if you want to buy a blaster. You can buy a case right now. You can buy a case of Panini NXT 2.0 blasters, a whole case for
20.
like $215.
That sounds about right.
Let's do it.
And
No,
everybody's just like, come on, Braun. Let's go, Braun.
Yeah.
God, it was rough. And to speak on that, the highest sale of this set all time was the Alexa Bliss Black 1 of 1 auto, and it sold for $985.
Well, let's
So
just forget about this set like we forget about NXT 2.0 and move on
yeah,
to our next set, Chronicles.
Chronicles. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of liked it.
I think Chronicles always, it's like, Chronicles is by far the most fun product to open.
It is.
Always. Like, excluding, like, Flawless or some cool
Well,
CP
yeah,
shit. But, like, Chronicles is just a
Most
blast.
Chronicles had the most original cards mixed
But
in with everything else.
they're not
Like
original. They're all, well, not, I mean, some of them are original, but they're all takes off of other sets, right?
yeah,
right, they're takes off of other sets, but their presentation, I mean.
yeah.
Like, for example, even in this image, you can see that that wonderful Becky Lynch
Oh,
card
the
where
noir.
it looks like she's in the Talking Heads. Like, for some reason I love that look behind the black background. Like, there were a lot of they were variants, but they looked really cool.
Yeah, and I think to me, I feel like they probably funny. I've never seen a gala in person. I honestly forgot these were in these sets. Um, but yeah, those they had the noir, they had National Treasures before there was National Treasures WWE. Oh, and they did have Crown Royale too, with the autos. So these were all case hits. But Chronicles itself, like the base set was just Chronicles. I mean, it sucks. But the inserts were what you wanted just to I think it was a good introduction for because maybe if some people were only collecting wrestling, they got to see like a whole buffet of like what possible Panini cards there are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them low end stuff, and even with these case hits from the high end brands, they weren't the same as like the high
Okay.
end brand would
Okay.
be.
Hear me out. Chronicles with on card autos.
Oh, done and done.
It'd be like Topps Archive. Why we just do Topps Archives this year?
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be
That would be
sick.
pretty cool. But I don't know. I liked this set. The auto checklists were great. I remember hitting a Hulk Hogan auto out of a blaster of Chronicles that I paid $19 for at the store. Like that was great. For the money, it was definitely the most fun rip you could have. A lot of people shit on it because it's not flashy, it's not whatever. But for the collector and for me who likes to just hoard everything that looks cool and different, you just get so many different insert sets, and then each of those have a parallel run. So it was a lot of fun to open. I still go back and grab some every now and then, but at the price point, they're just fun cards. And I thought it was cool for. I want to say, I feel like they probably used it pretty early to kind of grasp what was selling well from those to see maybe what they wanted
Yeah.
to release later, which ended up being none of it. Um, 'Cause besides National Treasures, I don't think anything from these sets had a standalone later. Besides Elite. Um, but yeah, it was a fun set for me.
Yeah, I like it. I've always enjoyed opening Chronicles.
Does
I just think
does
it's a lot of
Tops
fun.
have a version of Chronicles?
Yeah, archives.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I've never opened Archives.
Basic, kind of.
Um,
I mean, archives takes previous
oh,
designs.
well, they do have the composite now.
Yeah, I wasn't
Um,
thinking about that.
I wasn't
Yeah, I
either.
guess that would be it.
Yeah, if I wonder if they end up doing that for wrestling, that'd be
I'm just
interesting. But
focused more on baseball than everything else.
yeah,
So
but this one had a surprising highest sale for the set, which was
it is a Braun Breaker.
it is not.
Okay, I lose.
It's not a rookie either.
Mm.
The Liv Morgan Panini
Ah,
one of one PSA 10 sold for $2,325.
that sounds
Not
about right.
surprised.
My guess was Cody, but that makes
Yeah.
Funny enough, he was the second
Yeah.
highest. I don't remember the price, but it was a gold vinyl. I think it was like the Phoenix or something.
Yeah.
Also, shout out Liv. Get better soon.
Love you, girl.
Yeah.
Come back. Man, the face pop he's gonna get, they need to set every single stepping stone they can for her to come back as the
Turn
biggest
her and
babyface.
Dom is
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
No, they need Raquel to go ahead and just start being the worst human being possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun set to me. I liked
Yeah,
it.
I like it.
Yeah.
So I want to go to Revolution next.
Yeah. So this one I have mixed feelings on. I'll let one of you guys kind of start on your feelings on Revolution.
I like the style of the Revolution cards, but as I've said many times on this show, I'm kind of a fan of tacky. I can completely understand why people don't like Revolution. I like the kind of hodgepodge 80s modern art look to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't like it, I'm not going to argue with you.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them though. I think they're cool. They're just very like. They're just weird. I like weird, different shit. I don't know. They're cool. I like them.
Yeah. So I like them. I'm not a big fan of the base. The parallels I liked, especially like you have the lava parallel there. The inserts I hated. They looked weird. But they had a great auto checklist. Like you've got the Alexa Bliss there. There was Hogan. There was Stone Cold. There was Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels. Like it was a loaded checklist of autos. There was no real case hit besides the Galactic, which I love the Galactics. But and there were no another thing was there was no one of one in this base set. The only one of ones you could get were autos in 2022. So like the rarest version of a base card you could get was a Galactic, and besides that it was the Lava out of 10. So, but one thing they did do with Revolution that I wish more we would get more often is put the parallel name on the back of the card.
It would be so easy. I don't have to. I don't have to look for the little numbers at the bottom of the card anymore.
Like, I know you can do it, and
Yeah.
especially through the Panini era when they would have like red wave, red pulsar, red ice, red prism, red everything. It's like, just please tell me what I'm looking at. I'm colorblind, so it's hard enough. So I loved that you could see, okay, this is an astral, this is a fractal, this is whatever. I don't know. I think it would be fantastic, but overall the set was what it was. It had some cool stuff, like I said, the autos were awesome. Parallels were what they were. I wish though maybe that this was more of a retail product. I think as a hobby product, it didn't really provide enough.
I can see that.
But and I looked up the highest sale from this set, and it kind of surprised me on price. The highest selling 2022 Revolution card to date is the John Cena Auto 1 of 1. So there were no base 1 of 1s.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, but there were 1 of 1 autos.
Yeah.
And the Cena sold for 6,900, which is a very healthy sale for Revolution.
I just tried to whistle and completely fucked it up.
I kind of heard it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, at the price point though, it was really affordable for the grand scheme of hobby box prices.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, it's definitely my least favorite set besides 2.0.
Yeah.
Like I prefer Chronicles over it just because I like the variety of Chronicles.
Yeah.
But
price point wise, it was almost worth it, except I don't remember I don't think autographs were guaranteed in Revolution.
You got a better memory than I do.
I'm gonna firmly say they were not. So that, but at the price point, I want to say it released, they were like $150.
Yeah.
Which for a hobby box, I'd rather do that than the $70 I spent on NXT. But yeah, I mean, it was what it was for its set. But
yeah. All right, shall we move on to the heavy hitters?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So impeccable. This one,
give us the lowdown.
You had the number set with the autos. You had the gold bars, the silver bars. This was Panini's. This and Immaculate. Their high end, kind of counter to what Transcendent and I guess Undisputed in a way. This was, besides the NXT, which we're not going to count, this was the first like on card autos we got from Panini. And I've mentioned it before. I'm a big fan of the thick stock cards, so these still hold a special place in my heart. I mean, you saw my cane earlier. I love the auto sets. And I'm glad you showed this picture with the stainless stars. I forgot those were in there too.
Yes.
I kind of like them.
Stainless stars. I've got.
It was just different, and it was cool to be thrown in.
I just happen to have a 2022 impeccable card.
Let's go.
Laying around. Right, yeah.
What you got there? Oh, Brock Lesnar. I didn't even know you had that.
That's a pull right there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a pull, it was a purchase. But
what's the grade?
I mean, you know, it's
an 8.
You know what I mean.
8. Yeah, those things are rough to grade, but
yeah, I'll crack it. But yeah, these are great. Like this blue right here is just super pretty on card. Like it's different, you know. I think the stainless stars are kind of, I'm not gonna say they're underrated, but like I think they're cooler than probably a lot of other people think they are.
I'd say they're underrated. I don't think people value them as highly as they should, but Collect what you like, but
Yeah.
I love those.
Of course, yeah.
I think they're super cool. But the whole set, like I don't have anything bad to say about Impeccable. Brennan, this might be the first time you're seeing this. This is the silver
Yes.
bars.
And you guys were kind of filling me in. I wasn't even aware of the bar cards.
Yeah. So the silvers, I want to say we're out of 35. And it would have the actual silver bar in the card.
That is crazy.
And then the one of ones were gold bars with like a half troy ounce. Those I wasn't the biggest fan of.
I don't love them.
Yeah, they just God, that Undertaker card.
If I wanted a half ounce of gold, I would just pick up a coin. Or
Yeah.
Buy a
I mean,
half ounce gold.
something
Yeah.
and buy a
But the
card.
novelty is it is really cool.
I get it in a way because it's kind of like the somewhat of the appeal of some of the flawless stuff with the gem, but I'd rather have a small
What do you mean
flawless
the
gem.
gems they can't center and they look like shit?
Well,
Those
minus
gems?
that, I'd at least have that. It's small and you get to still get the full photo and the full card, but with like the bars, you did get like, oh, look at this gigantic ass card I have that's mostly a bar.
Right.
These were Braun Breaker, still his rookie stuff. I think these in the I think those hold up super well for Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
The Impeccable.
Completely, yeah. As much as I love his current character development, I do miss like Zuba's Steiner Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
Yeah, impeccable rule. Impeccable, even counting flawless, NT, and immaculate. I think impeccable is my favorite high end release.
I think, yeah. For me, it's
I-
a toss up between that and Immaculate.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like the Immaculate base set better by far, but I wasn't
I
too big
love-
of a fan of the base.
Yeah, I just like all the different numbering
Yeah,
in
Immaculate.
impeccable.
Oh yeah.
I just think it makes it fun. Like I love when like I'm doing the 2005 Ultimates that are numbered out of the jersey number, right?
Yeah,
Like I love sets that are numbered
oddly
differently. Yeah, I think are kind of fun, especially if you're putting them together because it gives you lots of different chases
yeah,
to follow.
yeah. And this had a crazy good autograph checklist as well. Nothing really bad to say about Impeccable. I loved it.
Rules. We need to find some sealed boxes somewhere and open them.
Yeah,
That's actually one of my favorite personal cards.
Gracias
Gracias to Nick, who got this for me. Shinsuke
I
Nakamura.
don't even remember that.
Yeah, you got this for me at the Memphis show out in Bartlett.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
one of my
if you say so.
yeah, one of my favorite cards of all time.
Nice.
As far as highest sale for 2022 Impeccable, that one belongs to Hulk Hogan. It was his one of one platinum auto, sold for $9,600. Yeah. Now, in the grand scheme, these boxes were obviously
Wait, did that card have a platinum bar in it?
No, they're one of ones are just called platinum.
Oh, okay.
And Impeccable instead of like a black one of one, they're platinum. But yeah, 9,600 for the Hogan on that. Regardless, man, that I'm ready for Topps to give us something along these lines.
Right.
No, it's surely we're gonna get a date. Surely, there's no chance
We're gonna get a date, and then the next product that comes out is gonna be awful. We're gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Fucking lovely.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the granddaddy.
Oh yeah,
Immaculate.
Action.
Yeah. This one, same thing. I have zero bad to say about Immaculate.
yeah.
I don't think there were any misses with Immaculate. You still had the rookie autos. You had some insane patches. Impeccable had some good patches, but I think Immaculate really just took that to another level.
Yeah, just the autos and immaculate, so good.
Yeah, like this John Cena
And then
Yeah.
they had a bunch of on-card duels.
Yeah. They had, I want to say this was probably the first Panini booklet year as well.
Oh, you say booklet?
I did say
I
booklet.
was about to ask Nick.
With-
Do you have a cool booklet
I might.
from this
little,
series?
little bloodline booklet.
Yeah.
Maybe
That,
possibly.
and the Solo Sokoa auto really is what is the big seller on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alpha Seiko, Rikishi, Roman Reigns, Usos, Solo.
Yeah.
It's like, what a card.
Crazy card.
That's pretty cool.
Holy hell.
Yeah. God, I would love to have one of those. Okay, would y'all rather have this or the Attitude Era booklet that we looked at previously?
The Attitude Era booklet.
You would?
Yeah, easy. I grew up with the Attitude Era.
Well,
I mean, I grew up.
if
I've watched all these guys too, but
if it's for personal collection, Attitude Era.
I'd actually sell whatever I had and buy a nice on-card auto.
Back to sticker hating Nick.
Yeah,
But having Alpha and Sika and Rikishi that makes it a really hard choice.
what if I were to tell you that you could get on-card autos of all of them for way cheaper if you're willing to buy unlicensed, if you're willing to buy Leaf products?
Well, that is why I am the resident ignorant fella.
You're the Michael Jordan of Leaf wrestling card collecting.
You are correct.
I love Leaf.
I love Leaf.
But yeah, man, Immaculate was great. I do hate that this one was sticker with everything else really being on card, but
One day somebody will pull off a booklet that has like more than 4 signers that is on card, and it will be the coolest thing ever.
and it'll get like a PSA 3.
I don't give a shit. I ain't paying. I don't care about somebody else's opinion on something.
Fair enough.
PSA, fuck you.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys can I can't think of any misses from Immaculate. It was
No, just an incredible.
I think the only thing that keeps this from being my favorite set is just price point. But I mean, you've got to have your high end sets. Like I
didn't really open 22. I've opened like a good bit of 23.
Yeah.
Which I mean, same product pretty much, and thoroughly love it. So
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I love it. God, now I'm itchy. I want cards.
Well, while we have that picture up on the screen of the Bloodline booklet,
okay,
that was the highest selling Immaculate card for that
it?
year for $4,375.
That and I say this every week. I know it's insane to say, but that sounds low.
I see that throws that. Would you rather have?
I think the reason for this only being, I say only, but only being 4,375 is I'm pretty sure these were numbered out of 25.
Oh,
so it's not like
that makes
it's the
sense.
only one.
That makes complete sense.
Would you rather have
that makes sense.
seven separate on-card autos with cash left over, or this thing?
No, and I totally get that. And
no, I'm asking a question.
No, with this being out of 25, yes.
Yes,
completely.
what? Wait, you didn't answer the question.
He's saying if this were like a one of one, he'd probably prefer the
one of one.
That one.
I probably would have preferred this.
Yeah,
but out of 25, no, I would take individual cards.
I mean, when you're looking at like this is just a me thing. God, I'm just an old man getting up. Fuck, I'm such an old man yelling at the clouds. But like, this is just a big piece of cardboard that holds a bunch of stickers.
Right.
But
well, you also have to factor in is that with me, this is all entirely hypothetical. Well, you guys are actual card people. I'm just looking, going, neat. My friends have cool cards, and I hope they buy them.
Your friends don't have this card.
Sometimes I buy a $4 card, and I feel like the king of the world.
But yeah, I mean that was 2022 Panini.
A year in review.
They also had the actual just 2022 Panini WWE release that no one knows or talks about, which I believe was just UK exclusive. which I found out prior to recording this episode that The Miz has a card in that set. So I guess I'll be looking that up. And then
Jeffrey, do you want to pull your money and do a 2022 year in review break?
I have like $6. You want to do that?
I think I have 7 in cash.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
$15 there.
Yeah.
Cool. Nick's got the rest.
I'm overdrawn in my bank account, but I can make the $7 worth.
Yeah. Oh, and then we didn't mention it, but there's not much to mention because it was pretty trash all around. But Panini Instant, compared to Topps now, Panini Instant's absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I never really got into Panini Instant.
I think what hurt Panini Instant was you could just buy the parallel you wanted.
Yeah, that's
so it's like, hey, here's the 1 of 1. Here's the price. Whoever buys it first gets it.
Yeah.
Which, to a degree, whatever. But
It's not
the highest selling one of all time was the Stone Cold 1 of 1 from. It was like an instant of him on an ATV. Sold for like $1,200.
yeah.
And then like Nikita Lyons and Ava Rain had $1,000 sellers from that, which blows my mind.
That's got to be fucked up. Surely nobody spent $1,000 on Nikita Lyons card.
Well, to be fair,
there are freaks out there.
I'm 90% sure that was her first card. Like she hadn't been put in a set yet. So maybe.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
But yeah, Panini Instant was I like Topps now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, boys, that was a fucking blast.
Oh, quick poll. Let me think off the top of my head.
Favorite Panini?
No.
Favorite Panini?
I don't know any Paninis.
I've been pushing.
Pick a sandwich you think would be
sandwich that's grilled.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think my favorite Panini it'd be an Italian.
Okay.
This is a coup. You guys are trying to take down the Pander Champ with a fucking Panini draft.
Just come up with a good sandwich, motherfucker.
We would have
bologna.
Bologna on a Panini might fuck.
No, bologna on a Panini sounds great, but you need to think about it. Don't rush.
But I would have
like
a little
bologna.
bit, some ham, some gabagool, some mozzarella, little Italian dressing swiped on the insides, down, panini, melty cheese, salty pepperoni, deliciousness.
Yeah. Today, actually, as a matter of fact, thanks to my mother who loves me, and I love her, she got me a panini from Nukes. That was a turkey avocado. It had arugula, tomato, mayo, and guess what?
Ooh.
At Nukes, they have a little condiment bar, bunch of jalapenos and pickles. Threw those on there. It
Good
was
stuff.
exquisite, and I had it with a cup of broccoli cheese soup, and it was wonderful.
The best panini in the world is a Cuban sandwich.
Fuck, a Cuban sandwich is so good.
Cuban sandwich. That's
the original. All right.
Yeah.
Jeffrey said Cuban sandwich.
Cuban sandwich.
Yeah. Nope.
I do love a Cuban. No, give me a chicken bacon ranch with a little tomato. Add tomato.
That's pandering as shit right there.
No. Okay. So
everybody loves a
Nick's
chicken bacon
got the
ranch.
Cuban. I've got the turkey avocado. You've got the chicken.
No,
bacon
Nick
ranch.
doesn't get the Cuban.
Nick gets the Cuban.
You had your turn and you wasted it.
Nick gets the Cuban.
I'm not posting a poll this week. I hate you guys. The Pander Champ will not go down.
This is a fucking monarchy, Jeffrey.
I'm changing the password to our X account. You will not post a poll.
Knew I should have never given you those passwords.
You will rue the day.
Well, on that note, boys, it's been a mother effing pleasure.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think about Panini and Paninis. If you're listening on one of the audio gimmicks, go ahead, leave us a 5-star review. Tell them that you think we're anything. You can actually leave if you leave a 5-star review and say something negative, still works out in our favor. So go ahead and do that.
You hate us.
No worries. Okay. Yeah. We all we all look stupid, but 5 stars. Anyway, we love you very much. Thank you so much for watching. And boys, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. Until
See y'all
next
next week.
time.
Godspeed, Kings.